what are you looking at in the endothelial function? What are you testing?
So we look at a few things. There's a gene locus called 9p21, and there's 3 locations on that where we look for a SNP, this spelling error. And in that, there's a potential of, any one of those 3 being off. Most people are off in 2 locations. So like 60, 70%, negative outcome, right? But again, knowing that, so one thing I should say off the bat, anything that we can determine genetically, we also know exactly what to do about it. So it's not that, sorry.
No, I was going to say, so for this one, what does this gene do when it works well, and what is it failing to do?
So in a nutshell, determines the robustness of the glycocalyx and the endothelium. What quality hardware do you have? Right? So it's instructing, genes are instructions. They tell your body what to do. So the endothelium is now looking to this instruction to say, how do I build myself? And I don't build myself that well. So it's kind of a thinner, call it cellular structure, which is more prone to inflammation, right?
Right. That's the glycocalyx is just that thin lining of the endothelium, just so.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly, right. So now the good news is, if we know that that's you, we also know exactly what to do about it. So you don't need this guesswork, this trial and error. So we don't, and this is a misnomer about genetics. It's like, oh, I'm going to be told something I don't want to know. No, what we're telling you is, here's what we need to work on. And we actually know what to do about it. So let's get ahead of these problems, right? So anyways, to answer your question again, 9p21 is one of them. Then we look at NOS3, which is really regulating nitric oxide delivery, right? So we can determine sort of vasodilation and how you deal with blood pressure. And nitric oxide delivery is one of those key factors for, arterial health in general and cardiovascular health in general. So if you're not doing well there, you need to be supplementing. You need to be adding to your regimen to deal with just that one specific thing. The ACE gene that you mentioned, which talks about, that lock and key for COVID, also regulates hypertension, right? Blood pressure flow. So if you're not doing well there, you also know that's another factor that may be a load to this bad quality endothelium, right? So we can start to look at these. The other thing is ApoE. So ApoE, 3 is the ideal allele, what you want to have. And then once you get into the 4s, you start to point to things like Alzheimer's and dementia. And really what we're talking about is the efficiency of lipid transport. So if you're not doing that so well, then not only am I getting inflammation, not only is my body deploying cholesterol as a hormone, but I also don't do a good job of managing cholesterol, so that it's going to compound that problem.